Hello, welcome back to the course that is Electronic System Design. Here I am preferring the textbook. It is from the Springer. It is named as Fundamentals of Electronic System Design. Okay, so here the others are Jens Leondy, Hans Bremer. Okay. So this textbook also help you to prepare our course. So now we will uh, back to our next lecture, that is system protection. System architecture we had already seen. For every engineer should be marked it as a protection symbol in their product. So you can see everywhere any product is showing some protection symbols that we will discuss. That is also very important. Now, what is system protection? How we have to do it means interaction between the system or any device you can consider under the development on the environment should be considered early in the design process. Here also reliability of the devices and protection criteria are more challenging today due to the broad applications of modern systems, coupled with the potential for extreme climatic conditions that may be encountered. Okay, so when you are taking the protection for your electronic device or systems, it is mandatory to know uh, about how to protection specifications you should follow. That is also very important. So the requirements for successful product development include protection against electronic shock, any shock, protection against the ingress of foreign bodies of water and water, and protection against high temperatures, climatic protection, and radiation, electromagnetic compatibility, protection against the effects of implosion, inadequate stability. So suppose for example, here I'm combing my hair. Okay. So the comb what you are used in your hair, if you keep it some time, so there is a magnetic interaction between your comb and hair. So the comb will not come because the two are magnetically coupled. So if you do the protection between the components, whatever you are shoulder in the by using the PCB board, that should also give some shocks. Okay. Foreign bodies here in the sense means oil, any diesel like that. Temperature, maybe climatic temperature degree will be changed. Some chemical interactions will be happening inside the devices. So all these will be, as a development engineer, you should know how to protect your system. Injuries caused by moving parts and protection against fire. Special knowledge is required for protection classes, IP codes, and thermal stress, and also increasingly for protection in connection with electromagnetic compatibility. Electromagnetic compatibility in the sense means if you go for any MRI scan, we are, you know already that devices, once we are entering into the devices, you should not move. Okay, if you move means the magnetic field will attract you and make it to die. So these are the measurements, these are the precautions you should be considered here. So here I am telling you CE designation, and this is the symbol you already seen in the many devices, I think. Next one is IP codes of enclosures. Okay, that we will discuss, okay, clearly. So now we will talk about CE designation. Suppose a European Union company is there. So if you sold out any product in there, you should be marking it as a CE marking. CE marking is also found on products sold outside in the European Union states. So whatever the manufactured here inside this, wherever you are manufacturing your devices, the CE marking recognize it is the valve symbol, protection symbol. As a development engineer, it is you are responsible for correctness of this stamp of approval and thus for compliances with all relevant safety regulations and guidelines. An external test is also required for devices that have increased risk potentials. So the CE marking certifies that a product may be bought into service only when it does not pose a risk to health and safety of users and third parties. Okay, that is the meaning of that mark what we have uh, take. Equipment protection is to protect the user against electric shock. This is achieved by the use of protection classes, and also you can name it as appliance classes. The specify measures to prevent hazardous contact voltages and unenergized parts of an electronic devices also. Okay. So here the protection classes are also very important. There are three protection classes: protection class 1, protection class 2, and protection class 3. So that are represented here in this diagram. You can observe. So this is this protection class 1, protection class 2, and protection class 3. Here you can see these are the symbol. You can it is named as a ground symbol. Okay, you will see. So protection class 1 is not only based on the basic insulation, but also conductive parts are also connected with a low resistance protective conductor, also called as protective grounding. Okay. So this is the symbol is very important symbol for manufacturers declarations that products meet all the requirements of applications of EU directives, European Union countries directives. So the mark consists of CE logo and if applicable of 4-digit identification number of the notified body involved in the conformity assessment procedure. So this is, we will see all these classes. So if any fault in the system, like current carrying wire makes a contact with a protective conductor, a high current can be able to flow in the ground. Okay, so protective conductor, which is trigger, the fusible cutout, which is turn de-energize the devices. So this type of devices are fitted with the devices connectors like grounding contacts, which means it is a low impedance contact. Also, you can say the connection to the protective conductor should be first connection that made with the plug or plug-in, and it should not last to broken in plug is removed also. What is protection class 2? The symbol it is shown, it is as a basic insulations, but it also reinforced protective insulation. High insulation resistance are required for predefined test voltages. Suppose any device should not connected to the protective conductor of the installation. What it will do, it is fusibly cut out from low fault currents caused by the high impedances. Okay, it is easily trigger onto that. This class will provide the protection against extra low voltages, that is self, we can say, safety extra low voltages. So many countries, it will represent 50 volts for AC, 120 volts for DC, 24 volts for children toys, and 6 volts for medical systems for applications in the body. So devices with the safety extra low voltages are operated without a protective conductor and should not be connected to the protective grounding. Then uh, the extra low voltage generator or other parts may be get damaged. Now we will finish about the CE designation and the three classes. Then we will move on to the IP codes of enclosures. So here the system protection also includes the protection of the devices interiorly by the mechanical casing and electrical enclosure of the system. So this protection is called as IP codes. That is, IP stands for International Protecting Making Marking, sometimes interpreted as the ingress protection marking. Okay. So IP codes are typically, you can define it as a IP by 1 by 2 and is subdivided into protection provided against intrusion, that is the parts such as hands in the body, fingers in the body. So how you can take protection, it will represent protecting against ingress of foreign bodies like oils, diesels, and protection against ingress of liquids that we will see. Okay. Okay, so if you have at least two digits, by one, by two, for the IP protection code, in table I will show you. So in the first digit, the scale is of 0 to 6, the level of protection that enclosure provides against access to hazards of parts, that is electrical conductors and moving parts. So this table will give you some information regarding this IP codes and enclosures. Okay. See, the first digit, suppose it is having at least two digits. The first digit, I am taking it as a X1. Second digit, I am taking it as X2. Here, shock protection means protection against foreign bodies are the first digit represent the protection against foreign bodies and the second digit represented as a water. 0, no protection. 1, protection against random contact with hand and protection against dangerous parts and back on the part. Okay, that is will be happen with the solid foreign bodies that are 50 mm and more in diameter. In second digit, it is represented as vertically dripping water. Like that. We have many measures we have to consider in this IP address code. Suppose some digits may be scaled from 0 to 8 also. That is that digits will help you to provide the protection against harmful ingress of water. So in the table, we will clarify that capital X is used instead of digit when no particular protection is specified. Okay. So note that it should not be confused with no, which means no protection. IP protection type at least IP followed by 3x is mandatory for a device with live paths over 50 volts of AC or 120 volts of DC is most of the countries. So this is the table will show you the application, operating conditions, typical locations, protection type. So the protection code is IP10 and IP20. What will give the application? Low level protection. So from IP30, 40, 41, 22, average protection. IP22C, 34, 43, 44, medium protection. 54 IP is 56, IP65 up is strong protection. Total protection in the sense means the protection type may be varies IP67 and IP68. So it may be operated in different environmental conditions, that is Dry building interiors with no condensation. Building interiors where condensations can occur or device in vehicles, outdoor rooms, temporary outdoor rooms, continuous operation outdoors, temporary or permanent floor. So what are the typical locations you consider here means suppose in low level protection, dry building means like offices, apartments, business premises and showrooms. Like that kitchens, that is the building interior where the condensation we need, like kitchen, deep freeze rooms. So it is having only 50 volts and of AC and 120 volts of DC supply only. Kitchens, deep freeze rooms, cellars, closet stables, automobiles, and closet trucks. Outdoor rooms and temporary outdoor operations are the medium protections in the weather shelters, tents, roofed surfaces, open cast mining. These are all. Strong protection means location where the harmful effect ambient weather conditions are permanent. Total means temporary or permanent. Flooding with water means. So here you can observe that two further positions also there in the inside of double digit and digit. Numerical IP protection types are available. Extra information for a four position IP by 1, by 2, by 3, by 4. Here, the third position contains the letter A, B, C, D. Anyhow, we can see. They define the extra protections like hand, A for hand, B for finger, C for tool, and Y representing. So, in addition, letters also you can add for high voltages like H for high voltage devices, either for moving parts, you can say it is M motion devices. Suppose standstill devices means S, that will during with water test or whether the test was carried out under predefined weather conditions, that is double. Okay, so this is all about system protection. We have to consider whether if you design any system, we have to give some protection with the help of all this. So you can observe CA designation, you can see everywhere on the every product. It is mandatory. It is worldwide, right? So the CE marking on a product means what it will indicates that manufacturer has declared it meets the essential requirements of all applicable European directives and regulations, particularly regarding safety, health, and environmental protections. It signifies that the product has been assessed and deemed to comply with the EU standards, allowing it to be sold within the European Economic Area. Okay, so what are the benefits of CE marking? Means CE marking facilitates free movement of goods within European, ensuring that products meet these requirements can be sold without any restrictions. Okay, so we have seen their IP codes also. That is also very important. So IP codes represent you can protect it from shock or fingers, hands, backends. All these things should be written in the product only. Okay, thank you. In the next class, we will discuss about the next topic.